Hey, church family. Before I get into today's devotional, I wanted to share with you a little bit of information about a change that we're making in the scheduling of these daily devotionals that we're sending out to you. Ever since the start of this pandemic, we've been sending out 2 videos each day as a way of trying to keep connected and stay in touch with our church family. As long as we haven't been able to meet together and worship face-to-face, we've looked for ways to stay connected, and these daily videos were one of those ways. Our plan was to continue to do that until the time when we could once again gather together each week in person for worship at our church. Well, the good news is that about a month ago, we began holding outdoor worship services every Sunday morning at 11 o'clock in the ERBC parking lot. And we've really been encouraged by how many of you have joined us for these gatherings. Each Sunday, about 100 of our folk meet together outside where we sing and study God's Word. Of course, a lot more of you continue to join us each weekend via live stream through our website or our YouTube channel or Facebook Live. However you choose to join us, we're just glad that you're with us. But because we're now able to see so many of you face-to-face each week, we've decided to, starting this week, send 1 video devotional each day instead of 2, and I wanted to share with you the one for today, because it has to do with what we're going to be looking at this weekend in our study of the 23rd Psalm. This weekend we're in Psalm 23 and verse 3, and our focus will be just 4 words within that verse. And those 4 words are, He restores my soul. He restores my soul. What does it mean to restore something? Well, maybe the simplest definition is that it means to bring back or return to a previous condition. And that is exactly what God does as He brings healing and restoration to souls and lives. This weekend we'll be looking at 3 things that can damage our souls to the point where they need to be restored. And those 3 things are guilt, grief, and grudges. Guilt, grief, and grudges. Are any of those things that you're dealing with right now? If you are, then what I'd like to assure you of is the fact that Jesus understands. In fact, the prophet Isaiah wrote some words 700 years before Jesus came to earth to help us to understand what He would experience as He lived and died among us. Isaiah, speaking of Jesus, tells us, He was despised and rejected, a man of sorrows, acquainted with the deepest grief. We turned our backs on Him and looked the other way. He was despised, and we did not care. Yet it was our weaknesses He carried. It was our sorrows that weighed Him down. Again, our souls become damaged by guilt, grief, and grudges. Jesus personally experienced one of those 3. He is intimately and personally acquainted with the deepest grief. And even though He never experienced guilt because He never sinned, and even though He never bore a grudge, although there were many things done to Him that could have given Him reason, He still offers healing for all 3. And that's what we'll be looking at this weekend as we see how the Lord our Shepherd can restore our souls. I hope I'll see you with us. God bless.